because that's when you show up.
So if they were like in the middle of well, if we're in this parking lot, the problem with the stage is collapsing.
That's a shame. So that's crazy. There's no line.
No line.
That seems like a little bit. That was, yeah, that's what
Sounds pretty much. I can remember that. And this is all about the spring.
So just let me know when you're ready, class.
Yeah, you are, that's how you.
Good. College meeting is up with two lines. Senate, to order. Mr. Vice President, I guess we'll stand and do the pledge first.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Vice President, please stand and roll. Bird.
Oh, here.
Butcher.
Here.
Kent. Clausen. Here. Graham. Halsted. Here. Hill. Here. Jensen. Here. Jessen. Here. King. Here. Claver. Here. Keel. Here. Glenn. Morrison. Here. Meyer. Here. Salcedo. Here. Sadler. Here. Schaefer.
Here.
Senchins. Here. Smith.
Here.
Stallman. Here. Sorry, Carson Haggerty. Yeah. Severson. Here. White.
Here.
Yermolovich. Here. We have a quorum. All right. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Approval of the agenda. We added a couple things here, being the Clean Snowmobile supplemental request and the Indian Club supplemental request. CFO Shock can elaborate on them later when they're brought up, but we've heard about them. We knew that they were in the pipeline. They're just added to today's meeting. They don't have to be passed today. They do have to be passed today. Okay, so we'll make sure to discuss it and have plenty of thought put into it. All in favor of approving the agenda, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Agenda approved. Did you all see the minutes for last week? Secretary Seaton sent them out, yeah?
No edits were sent to me.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Objections? That's approved. Secretary Seaton.
Freshman senators, my apologies, the printer was choosing violence, so you will have new takes next week.
For now, you're no name senators. All right, moving on to open floor. Yes, we have Joseph Tunke here. Can you describe to us what you're doing here? Give us the rundown.
I'm Joseph Tunge, I'm a freshman. So I requested a physical key card about a month ago. I talked to Bryce, and he communicated that it's a safety issue that we can't have physical key cards. We have to keep it on our phone, and also cost for the school because it costs money. But over time, I found out that the recipient pays all the cost, and that there's no evidence that having a physical key card prevents any safety issue. So I'm a little bit frustrated about not getting a physical key card. But I think the real reason why they won't work with me is because they have a contract with Transact, which is the company that supplies the IDs, and they have to keep a certain ratio. But in my eyes, they should be able to redo that contract because it is important for students to be able to have the choice between a physical key card and having it on their phone. And I can talk about some of the reasons why that would be important if you guys would like me to. But either I would like to see what the school can do to work with Transact to make it an option again for students to print physical key card if they want to.
All right, thank you, Joseph. We'll go to Senator Lamington.
So the reason that's in our Transact contract is because Transact's Apple contract that allows them to put the Transact app on the Apple Store requires them that to do our contract. So when we implemented Transact, we had for the first year anybody who requested one could have them. And I don't know the exact details here, but what Katie explained to me. She's offered to come in and talk about this with us before, and I can discuss it with all of the rep on that offer. So the first year we had to give both options. The second year, I think it was so I would say first year everybody got both. Second year, you had to ask for it. Third year, you only get it, and beyond is you only get it if you don't have a phone that can run the Transact app, which is where we're at now. So I'm not sure Transact, we can negotiate that with Transact because that's their like hard line with Apple, which most people on campus are Apple. So we have to, in my eyes, go with the new ID contractor. It was my understanding.
I'll go to, did you set a point?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Larson, I saw your hand next.
Yeah, I've actually got a roommate who has a physical ID card. So his is still active. He's having no issues with that. Is that because he got that 2 years ago? Is that he just got that in one of those years?
Yeah, I was able to learn as well for that reason.
Okay.
VP Weed, did you have a point?
I was just gonna say before we get off the deep end here, I did reach out to ITS, Dane, for ITS, and he's gonna get us hopefully the actual contract between us or maybe it's the Board of Regents and the Transact app company. So if we want, we can see exactly what the wording is and see if we have flexibility at all. Renegotiating contract wouldn't be like a simple thing, but maybe the wording isn't exactly what we've been told. I think some of us saw that document that was sent us by staff from Residence Life, but that didn't necessarily cite any documents. So if we want to get to the bottom of it, we are getting to the bottom of it. So that's going to come out soon, hopefully.
Senator Mulmeister?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if someone were to have a device that didn't have the ability to, is that enough additional cost for us for the school to give them a key card?
Yes.
So if he had another device that didn't have access to the Transact app that he could use to say, hey, I'm just or
Senator Jesse?
I mean, I don't think you should have to have a device. Just because you have a device, I don't think you should be committed to putting it on your device. And so I think you should have that choice as a student.
Senator Simpson?
So this is more of a cross-country perspective, but for us it's a safety issue because we're going on runs with our phones in negative temperatures sometimes, and then the phones die. You can't get in, you can't call anybody, so we're literally locked down at usually it's in the early morning, so we do prefer physical cards.
Senator Byrne?
Okay, so two things. One, is there a reason you want a physical key card? Obviously, you have a reason, but is your phone not supported, or are you just more of you don't want it? Because now Apple phones do have it, because it's called a priority card, where even when your phone is dead, you can still scan it. It'll give you that option, but is there a reason you don't want
Yeah, so my personal reasons were before I came to school, I would go Sunday without my phone as a way of spiritually fasting. And then also, just in my life, I know how much of an effect that being tethered to your phone has on your mental health. I just want the ability to separate myself from it and all this functionality, separate myself physically from it if I want to.
Yourself, Brian?
It is also like a security issue with our phones because especially with Samsung, that's what I have. We can with the NF stuff. If someone were to come up next to us, even if we have a phone in our pocket, it could potentially be compromising to our phones.
Excuse me, Senator Byrne. Sorry, no.
You're good.
Thank you for that. All right, any other discussion? We'll move to next week, or come to me, come to Joseph if you have questions we said we're going to get to the bottom of it, we'll get the contract and see what we can do about it. This was brought up last year and sort of not looked at harshly or scrutinized, so hopefully we can look at that more thoroughly this year. All right.
We give one last note. I was reading through some of the pamphlets that the Transact company had put out. I think one of them was dated 2024, and they were still advertising the ability to do physical cards, not as a backup plan, but as an actual offering that they do. So it doesn't seem to me that they really absolutely have to have it on mobile. So I'm not sure where that comes from. So I'm very much interested in seeing what this contract says. But
Thank you, Joe. Moving on, we have, thanks, Joe. Thank you. We have William Puck, and remind me the name again?
Ron.
Okay, and they're here to talk about Sodexo and dining, so take her away.
Hi, my name's Ron. I'm the new area general manager for School Mines at Black Hill State. So we're trying to right the ship from where we were a couple months ago. I think we're making some progress, but I just wanted to have a little bit of introduction so that you guys have faces to the people that you can come and have conversations with about dining, and really I'll just open it up to if anybody has some questions. I just want to make sure that we have a presence and you guys know who we are. We do have an ops manager. She's actually training at USD this week, and she'll be back tomorrow. So that's good. I think she'll be a great addition to the team, and we're looking forward to making maybe some of the wrongs rights. And we'll go from here. Has anybody got any? I mean, this is William. He's a chef. He'll chef. We've been working behind the scenes to making some good soup apparently today. So. But yeah, so if you get
VP Weeds, you got first?
yeah, so in time past, we've had like a little comment box in the cafeteria in some place. I think it was physical and also like a little QR code. And people could provide feedback on like specific issues that might have happened during a specific meal, or maybe more broad things like, hey, we want to see more of this kind of meal. Are you going to continue that or boost that at all?
yes, so hopefully with the renovation, we're changing some of the space around. So we actually have like a welcome board that will have like announcements and stuff on it. It'll have like the week or the monthly calendar, like planned event theme days. And then there'll be physical comment cards there, and there is a QR code attached to that actual welcome board that allows feedback, as well as I welcome you guys to send us an email, right? Like, I mean, that's very, point forward and lets us address the situation as it arises instead of waiting to maybe read a comment card or get our misinformation from Yik Yak, whichever it be.
Okay, Senator Clausen, do you have more?
Yeah, I'll just say, I've heard and have noticed, I think you guys have done a better job this year. Many students have told me that, they think the food's safer, for one thing, so good job on that. I'll just touch on just a couple of like small little critiques I've heard, just in case you haven't heard them, 73 times, which I'm sure you have. So just a few of the complaints I've heard was a lack of the toppings at the ice cream bar. People were kind of sad about that going away. And then there used to be disposable cups also at the ice cream bar. People were kind of sad about that going away as well. But those are like small things, if you haven't heard before.
Other ice cream comes with an ice cream machine.
No,
Or is it
there's no way to
There's no way to
you're gonna walk out. It has to be a full one. So.
Yeah, no, that's good. And what were the toppings that were there?
So before they had like crushed up chocolate, just like basic like sprinkles, that kind of stuff.
We do that in beer, so.
That's what Joe's will tell
What's
us.
something? That's a little too far. Yeah, you guys are already nasty. Yeah.
Senator White, do you have a point?
I've heard from a couple people, and including myself, because I'm part of that population. Over where you keep the jellies and stuff, you have open containers of peanut butter, and that's a main allergen.
For like peanut sensitivity?
Yes.
Right, and I think to address that, I think a portion of that has to do with, I don't want to pass it off on the corporate firms, but they have a set policy, and we've had a lot of corporate support the last month. I do PCs at PH for that exact reason, and we will probably move towards that.
Senator Lamb?
I have a couple things. I know there's students on campus who have pretty severe celiac, and they weren't given passive nutritionist. They were told they have the ability to eat safely in dining hall, but when they go down there, it takes like 20 minutes for them to serve a plate because they can't use what's on the bar because people like cross-contaminate with the utensils. I think that's been a major complaint. And the other one, I don't know if this applies to you, like a inability to use their flex money elsewhere. So the new machines that keep getting added in the basement, you can't use your flex money.
That's all you want to do.
And then
think it's an update.
the girls at the miner shack, we lost options instead of gaining options, which we can order there, which we were told we would be getting more options.
Because this is recorded, I'm not going to take it as far as I'd like to. We are working on options for fixing the miner shack. We are running into problems with Transact, and the border regions. We are, without saying too much, we really have a plan going forward for a good mobile ordering platform and a good change of what was actually offered at the miner shack. We're still pushing for that. It's been already $5 million, and we're working through that. So I'm hoping by Christmas, we actually have a good mobile ordering platform in place, and we have a new concept in the miner shack. To the point of not being able to use your flex at the Just Bake machine, the Wendy, and Serenade. That's all also part of the new Board of Regents contract that says all of that technology needs to be approved by them. It is held there. So that's kind of where we're at. We're pushing for it. I know it works because of Plaquemine State. It works. We have it for our Just Bake machine. But we're really trying to push for that actual good online experience, right? So nobody wants to download another Transact app on it, right? So we're trying to make it something that everybody already uses for that name.
How are they working on it?
No, and absolutely, that's the thing, right? I don't want you to go and be mad at us. And that's the thing, right? So everybody's gonna post that video, right? That's all the big keyboard warriors in the world. You're gonna get the worst of the second-hand information that you don't even want. And I would rather you come and ask us and give a solid answer on us, because that makes sense, right? I'll tell you no if no is the actual answer, or why we're doing something if it's not. And I don't mind coming to these meetings and having these conversations. I'm very open. They brought me in because I'm doing a decent job. I think they want to say, so I had to be in front of the Senate, except for one time, and that was about meal time costs.
Yeah. Director Henry. So Doug, just real quickly as a reminder, so part of my role with the service contract is the student experience. So if they don't happen to be in the office or there or something happens day of, you can come to my office and let me know what's happening. I'm in communication with them all the time. And our master and I are meeting once or twice a month with leadership anyway. So please know that I'm there to take information back to Doug.
Yeah, we want your guys' voices heard, right?
CFO Shop. So you mentioned that some things are getting hung up possibly on the floor. Is there anything you want us to do, like to try and advocate, get that pushed through, or I do appreciate that effort, and I thought multiple times it would be easier for time to get back about the things that we could fix. We gotta try to do that.
Little comment or something that I feel like I've heard from others and kind of felt myself is we're locked into buying meal plans the first 2 years. And so you've got these flex dollars that you can only spend at religious places. And at these places that you can spend, it feels like the prices are often jacked up compared to what that would be in other places you can buy it in town. And it feels like an unfair position that you put in especially when you're locked into that meal plan that's money you have to put in there. So is there anything, have you heard that before, is there anything done about that?
Yeah, I mean, the convenience store prices are pretty accurate for most convenience store places that you're gonna find. The Coke contract here is a little weird compared to most schools, which inflates the prices. It's really, you're paying the price of the sponsor donating money back, right? Like that's what it is, and that's the way the Coke thing was. So that's why I'm assuming you're talking mainly Coke product pricing.
Right, I mean, so those are the ones that are obviously like way up the wazoo.
Yeah. In comparison to what I pay for Coke at BH is half the price of what we pay for Coke here.
So would that be Is that something you take us with you? Is that something you look at with a co-contract?
That would be a co-contract.
Director Heather, that would be part of the search we have for the contracts. The other thing from Flex offering fees, so there is a food service ad hoc committee that we'll be meeting with. Sodexo was often if they need to. Is what are those options that you want? So as we're thinking through growing the minor shack, for example, what are the other things that you want to spend your Flex money on? I think I've said that for a year and a half. We just generally look at adding the piece of that makes the transition in the minor shack. Then we maybe look at the concept in Locker Square, for example. I guess we can do all convenience in one place, so we can look at a different concept of it, for example. So, bring ideas, talking to your constituents, like, what would you want to spend some Flex money on? Then that gives them a path to go down and try to find a solution.
Okay, I'm gonna get some new blood in here. I'm gonna go Senator Meyer, Senator Hill, Senator Walters.
So I just heard about, just some rumors floating around about how the new survey center is going to be used once the extension's complete. And I was just wondering how the dynamic looks like when students are, or getting food, just going into the system. Because I heard that it's going to be one of those cafeterias where you can't take food out. And I know that a lot of people like to go get food and maybe sit in lower serve or in the next to the eating room. I just didn't know if that was true, if you know anything about that. If you have anything to do about that in its course.
I'm so new at this, that I'll put the first comment and then I'll yield to Corey. A lot of dining halls are not open for specific reasons that I could easily go get a plate, grab a plate, take a plate to each one of you, and nobody's gonna know, right? So it's more contain the situation, and that is gonna keep you guys' real plant costs down, right? So if our costs go up, real plant costs go up, right? And that's just the reality of the situation. But as far as the dining hall concept, I'm gonna turn that over to him because I don't know much about it.
Yeah, and I'll be brief with it. I mean, the reason we do that now is we don't have enough seating for everyone, right? So that's why people are spending the check. So along those lines, we lose a lot of stuff. So we are losing plates, we're losing and they're ordering things multiple times a year because they're going back to residence hall. We do clean outs at the end of the semester and we bring a stack of plates back, right? And so yes, it will be a confined space because there's going to be so much seating in there that you should have a reason to do, right? And so the entrance will be different. It'll be off the front of the building and we'll go down a hallway. They'll check in and then there's extra space within the space before you get to the food, right? And so that hopefully will help. As Geraldine looked at the line this morning, of everyone lined up all the way back to my office this morning, like, what's going on? I'm like, they're not open yet, they'll show up. To hopefully help with that traffic and navigate that, but it will be an enclosed space. And then really the minor shack area will be its own. I mean, you'll exit out that way the same way, but the minor shack area will be its kind of own concept.
Senator Hill.
Just a couple quick ones for you. You mentioned wrongs you were trying to right early on. Give me specific examples you can share with us that haven't been addressed, maybe a timeline and when those would be fixed.
I've just heard some of the stuff about like the food safety, obviously, right? Like the allergen warnings and the signs. Those are the things that we kind of try to address right out the gate, and then it's just kind of cleaning up the small things that just need to happen. Getting the cooks in place that are supposed to be there, and employment is hard right now, so that obviously affects services. Those are the things that we're kind of focused on, like right out the gate.
Sure. And then how do you foresee relationship between your office and maybe the student senate or the student body at large? How would you like that to look in the future?
I'm open to partnerships, right? Like I want open communication. If you think something's wrong, I feel that it's easier to have a conversation quickly about it than to maybe let it go for 6 months and then we end up resenting each other and we don't actually have the answers. We could have just had the answers. So that's why I'm open to emails all the time. It should be email. It may take me. I prioritize my emails on how quickly it needs to be addressed, but I do always get back to any email that's actually sent.
Would be easiest if they came here, were centralized and sent us perhaps a weekly update, or should we suggest every student send questions to
as they think of. I mean, you know, it just depends on the situation, right? I mean, you know, and I'm open to coming to these monthly, if you guys hold monthly.
We hold a week, we come up there, monthly, or whatever.
Like, it's however often you guys meet, right? So, we're really open to that. I know Brooklyn will be open to come do it, and she comes from Compass Food Group, so we've got some food service knowledge that'll help expand this.
Senator Beaumeister.
Great, thanks. One, is there a way that, people could more easily request foods, be added to the menu or be repeated or often? That's something that we can do.
Yes. I'm just kidding. The two things with that is, we really do have to follow a core menu that Sodexo gives to us, right? So that's, we have the ability to change about 15% of the menu options that they give us within that realm, because they're trying to control their costs as well, right? But of course, we want to hear the things that are good, right? But at the same time, I don't agree with the way Sodexo has gone to 2 times a week chicken strips, right? Like, I mean, yes, those are high satisfaction items, but they're also very unhealthy for me. And then everybody's like, oh, I'm being sick. No, you're just eating a lot of grease. So, but the comment cards and the QR codes are become a way to, and just communicating with the customers that are out there.
And then, is there a way that, dining hours could be extended on weekends to include like this?
Yeah. Yeah, like, that cost you. So we do a board count, we get so many board days that we have to figure out what that looks like. So currently this wouldn't cover every weekend. Currently we're probably the only institution in the system that does extra meals around Easter, for example, just because we know our students are traveling. Other schools, they shut it down on Friday and there's not meals. So there's a little bit of flexibility there, but it would cost you all as the user to have multiple days. So it's something we could look at, but we have to negotiate that as part of the contract each year.
And then one last one with regards to compliance. Is there a way that the new renovation could allow students to check in or scan into the dining area before? I don't know exactly how it's set up. If they were able to enter into, like, be able to sit down, get their drinks and stuff before food opens, so that that takes care of the lines so you don't have massive line.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to try it and see what works. So again, what will happen is there's a whole hallway right there that you'll be in. And then once you get past the register, there's a whole other section where on the seat that the brand new seating is. And so that idea was that you're finding a place to sit, right? And then by the time you get eventually up here where you're entering where the food is, we provided more space to keep the line a little bit. So I think we need to maybe see what it looks like at the beginning of the fall semester, and then maybe just run there, right?
And really the bottleneck right now is right, so the cash register right next to it, right, which is a high satisfaction area. So everybody stands there and they may not want to go around to the next area. Whereas the new concept, you walk into the dining hall and you can actually split into groups, right? You can go to marketplace, you can go right, so it breaks up a little bit of cattle mentality. You're just standing there in the line. So I think, yeah, like what we said, yeah, we'll have to see and we can make adjustments from there, right?
I just know that if you have a backpack on it, you're listening to stuff, you don't want to lose your top line. You get there with a short, and by the time you find a seat, you grab a drink, it's down the hallway.
All right, so. I'm not very in that. Yes. Senator Smith, you have one?
One personal privilege.
You betcha. Okay, I'm taking these three. Tammy, do you have one?
I have a question about like similar to the hours kind of
You three will be next after her. Go ahead.
kind of thing. So I know some people that struggle to get to lunch on time because of classes. Is there like a way we could possibly like extend like hours for lunch and breakfast a little bit? People are skipping meals because of that.
once again, that would be a situation, so that is water.
So I think a few years ago, for example, athletes could make dinner by 7:30, so they started later. So it's just discussion, so if we get that feedback, then that allows those that negotiate the contract to talk about it.
All right, these three of them were done.
Motion to limit discussion.
Yes, we second, did you have a point, or is that a second?
That was the
That's a
second.
second. All in favor of the discussion, say aye.
Aye.
Any objection? Thank you, gentlemen. All right, moving on quick here.
And
Senator
this is a point of something.
You betcha. Okay, unfinished business, Boston Week 25X 006, outreach budget proposal. We saw this last week. Mr. Vice President, can you pull it up? We're just speed run these last ones, folks. The ones are gonna be short and sweet. You can pull it. Go.
All right, we're gonna make this short and sweet. I read this last week. I'm not gonna read it again.
Tell me the amount.
$1,250
Coming out of?
coming out of the agency account, which contains $4,391. We'd like to use it for an outreach project. We had our first meeting this week with the Veterans Club, Vet Club. You can speak to it yourself. Was it a success? Was it helpful?
Yes.
Let's go. All right.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Do we have any motions? Senator Jensen. Motion to vote? Yes.
Oh. No, this is the second reading.
Excuse me. Motion to vote by Senator Jensen, seconded by Senator Burke. All right, Mr. Vice President, take the roll.
Baumeister.
Aye.
Bird.
Aye.
Butcher. Cantz. Aye. Clausen. Aye. Graham.
Aye.
Halsted. Aye. Hill.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Jessen.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Claver. Aye. Is it Claver or Claver? Claver, sorry. Claver. Keel. Aye. Leonard. Lordson.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Salcedo. Aye. Sadler. Schaefer. Sanchez.
Nay.
Burnett. Roxy Haggerty.
Aye.
Severson. Aye. White. Yermolovich.
Who won?
Motion passes.
All right. Go now. Moving on.
So this was, decided to spend professional engineers supplemental request for $1,925. Is there any further questions?
What's it for?
It's for travel to one of their national conferences, and I believe it was Philadelphia.
Okay, why didn't they request it last year?
They did, but they had a really big deduction, and so because they failed to fill out their income form properly.
Sounds good. We got some emails from them pleading with us. Do you have any motions? Motion by Senator Keel.
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote seconded by Senator Burke. All right, Vice President, take the roll.
Baumeister.
Aye.
Burns.
Aye.
Cantz. Aye. Clausen. Aye. Graham.
Aye.
Halsted.
Aye.
Hill. Jensen.
Aye.
Jessen.
Abstain.
King.
Aye.
Claver.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Nay.
That was a nay?
Yeah.
Okay. Lawrenson.
Abstain.
Meyer.
Aye.
Salcedo.
Aye.
Sadler. Aye. Schaefer. Sanchez.
Nay.
Smith. Roxy Haggerty.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
White. Yermolovich. Motion passes.
All right, thank you all for doing that. Moving on. New business. Agenda, what do we have here? 009? All right, excuse me, go back one slide, please.
We passed 008.
So we'll this freshman committee.
It's on the agenda. Yep.
Oh, we might have a numbering problem.
No.
We already voted on 008 the other day, so.
Wait,
No,
no,
wait, morning.
we,
I think we,
chairs.
This is for committee.
yeah, we already used 008.
On what?
I don't know who numbered this one, but.
Well,
We'll make
who gives a crap
Make it
about?
all 40.
All right, here's the context. originated by me and Vice President Lee, presented by myself. I can't read that. The freshman class selected 5 presenters to represent them on the Student Association Senate, and it is deemed appropriate that the following freshman senators sit on the following committees: Senator Salcido on the GR committee, Senator White on the Constitution committee, Senator Clobber on the Finance committee, Senator Schaffbauer, how do you pronounce that? Schaffbauer on the Public Relations committee, Senator Graham on the Constitution committee. Therefore, be it resolved by the Student Association Senate majority and the signature of myself, the freshman senator, to be appointed to the respective committees. Any questions? Vice President Week,
Can I friendly amend this to double or O12?
please.
Okay.
Senator Bullmeister.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can you just, make a motion of whatever to allow updates for the resolution numbers as needed?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a friendly amendment. Senator Burke.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend, second by Senator Severson. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
All right, another motion. Any opposed? Hearing none. Yeah. Senator Burke.
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote by Senator Burke, second by Senator Yamalovich. Vice President, please take the roll.
Baumeister. Burke.
Aye.
Campbell. Aye. Clausen. Aye. Graham.
Aye.
Halsted.
Aye.
Hill. Aye. Jensen. Aye. Jessen.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Klauber.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Aye.
Lawrenson. Aye. Meyer.
Aye.
Salcido. Aye. Statler. Aye. Schaefer.
Aye.
Sinton.
Aye.
Smith. Proxy Haggerty. Aye. Severson.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Yamalovich.
Aye.
Unanimous. Motion passes.
Do we pass it?
Yes.
All right, good. Moving on here. So I'd like to recognize Senator Leonard is leaving us. She had submitted her resignation. She has 2 senior designs, is that correct, that she's doing? So, and that is perfectly justifiable. We're going to miss her duty. She's been on Senate for 4 years, 3 years? 3. She. So let's give her a round of applause. So thank you, Jordan. We appreciate you and all that you have done, and hopefully the GR committee can survive. I don't know. With that being said, thank you again. We move on to resolution number 25F009, originated by me and BPV, presented by myself. Whereas Senator Jordan Leonard has submitted her resignation to the Student Association Senate, leaving a vacancy in the GR committee chair. And whereas Senator Austin Meyer is willing and able to serve in his capacity as GR committee chair, therefore be it resolved by the majority of the Student Senate, signature by me, that he be appointed as GR chair. Any motion? Senator Jensen.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion seconded by Senator Burke. All in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Rules are suspended. Motion by Senator Severson.
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote seconded by Senator Clausen. Motion by President. Please take the roll.
Turning into a auction here. Baumeister.
Aye.
Burke.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Clausen. Aye. Graham.
Aye.
Halsted.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Jensen. Aye. Jessen.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Klauber. Aye. Keel. Aye. Lawrenson.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Salcido.
Aye.
Statler.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Sinton.
Aye.
Smith. Proxy Haggard.
Aye.
Severson. Aye. White.
Aye.
Yamalovich. Aye. Motion passes.
All right. Thank you all for doing that.
And stay out.
No. We just give him a round of applause. Offset rate 25F010, clean snowmobile supplemental request. John, take it away.
I'm gonna read it from here. So originated by Finance Committee, presented by me. Whereas the SD Mines Clean Snowmobile team has approached the Finance Committee with a supplemental request to provide funding strictly for travel and lodging for their upcoming newly reformed competition. And whereas the appropriate paperwork has been filed, and whereas the Finance Committee has deemed $4,489.30 as appropriate amount to be allocated to this organization, and therefore be it resolved by the majority vote of the Student Association Senate and the signature of the Student Association President that $4,489.30 be allocated from the Soap River funds to the SD Mines Snowboard. I'm just going to make a quick comment on this. This was because last year during their presentation for SOAP, we weren't sure if there was still going to be a club this year. So we just gave them a little bit. And this strictly is going to be for travel and lodging to their new competition. They're working with camp and fundraising to work for funding for actually building and fixing the snowboard for the competition this year.
How many people?
At least 10. I don't know the full roster.
That was Senator Jesse.
I like to say this is still way less than formula. So it's pretty reasonable in my mind. I brought this up earlier. They did get cut, but they still have competition. It's just not by the same overhead investment. So I don't think it's punishing them for that. So
What much?
I think they're doing a lot of work, to be able to fundraise and get their actual vehicle competition ready. So at least for this year, us approving something that's actually fair for them.
All right. Any other comments before we have a motion? Any motions? Senator Mullins, motion. It's the second reading, or it's the first reading. So yeah, seconded by Senator Yovanovitch. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Objection. Rules are suspended. Motion by Senator Burt.
motion to vote.
Motion to vote. Second by Senator Lawrenson. Mr. Vice President, please take the roll.
Baumeister. Burt. Camp. Clausen. Graham. Holstead. Hill. Jensen. Jessen. King. Clobber. Keel. Lander. Lawrenson. Meyer. Salcido. Sattler. Schaefer. Senchen. Proxy Hager. Severson. White. Grimaldi. Motion passed.
All right, thanks. Moving on.
Next.
Take it away, John.
So originated Finance Committee again, presented by myself. Whereas India Club has approached the Finance Committee with a supplemental request to provide additional funding for Diwali night, specifically for food for the event. And whereas the appropriate paperwork has been filed with the Finance Committee, and whereas the Finance Committee has deemed $995.52 as an appropriate amount to be allocated to this organization, therefore be resolved by majority vote of the Student Association Senate and the signature of the Student Association President that $1,995.52 be allocated to this from the Soap River funds to account to India Club. Just another quick comment on this. So the supplemental request specifically was for food for Diwali night. India Club is the only club on campus with a grandfather, basically, to get soap funds for Diwali night, and that's because it's such a large event and so many people come on campus for it. That's the reason they use soap for food, basically. And this increase was because food prices have increased, and I specifically was able to sit down with them, look at receipts, look at purchase orders, so I could have actual receipt and confirmation that prices did increase and they do need this extra.
And give some context of how much they requested originally.
Originally, they requested $3,000 roughly, and because they wanted to purchase extra equipment and stuff, we cut all the equipment, and we're making them pull out of their care account for a majority of the funds that they need extra, and we're requiring them to fundraise a lot more next year because of this request.
Senator Burke.
How much money would be in the reverting funds that got after this, do you know?
It's enough.
It's
$200,000.
Okay, so it's,
Yeah.
Last
Enough to buy a house.
yeah.
last spring, it was sitting at like smaller.
Okay, any other questions? Senator
I
Burke.
was gonna make a motion.
Motion.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend, second by Senator Gray Hill. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Objection, rules suspended. Motion to vote, second by Senator Malovich. Mr. Vice President, please take the roll.
Baumeister.
Aye.
Burns. Camps.
Aye.
Clausen. Graham. Halsted.
Aye.
Hill. Jensen. Jessen. King. Sorry, glitch there. Clogger. Keel. Lawrenson. Meyer. Solcita. Statler. Jake Bauer. Ascensions. Proxy Haggerty. Severson. White. Jamalowicz. Motion passes.
All right, moving on. Thank you all for doing that. Open discussion. Dean Joe, take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, good evening, guys. So, we have a food pantry in the Survey Center. Some of you may have seen a bookshelf, past rocker shop, past student help, almost through construction. Been there as long as I've been here. And really the intention for that is for anybody who's facing food insecurity, so you don't have a meal plan. So if your meal plan ran out, if your budget for food that week, hours got cut at work, whatever it is, so the intention is there to be able to supplement the food. So I can really use your help. We've seen a huge uptick in the last year and a half, 2 years, where we'll put food out there, and within like 36 hours it's gone. It's just a couple cans. I bet if we all walk over there right now, it's probably just a couple cans, even though we just spent $650 to fill last week. So wanted to get together a small group and just kind of brainstorm some ideas. Other campuses have their food pantries behind the locked door, where you need to have access to it. Some have them only open for a couple hours a week, where you have to then go during that time and it's supervised. There's ideas of new signage, more fundraising, all this sort of thing. So if anybody's passionate about that, I want to just give you a quick wave. I'll jot down names if we can do that. Cool. Yes.
Senator Burke, Senator Meyer.
So I'll set up like a time that's convenient for us. We can all chat about it, and then
Jake Bauer. Severson. Clausen, did I see you?
All right. Thank you all. So I'll be in touch. I'm a big.
Right? You, okay.
Oh, okay. I'm hesitant to like do drastic changes mid-year because I don't want to cause confusion. But this can help for either next semester or possibly next semester. So I'll be in touch. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, Dean Joe. Senator Jensen,
Yes, can I speak about two things during open discussion?
please.
All right, so one thing is that tomorrow night, there is a fundraising thing at the monument that GR set up. And I forgot to talk about it last week because our meeting was on Monday. And we need 6 people to help out tomorrow night. And honestly, the more hands would actually make it way more fun and just quicker, you know.
How many do we have right now?
We have 2.
We need 4 more people.
Well, we need 8 total.
Oh, you need 8 total.
So we need 6,
Okay. Wow.
6 new people.
Yeah, Ivan, am I on that list yet?
You're not on that list.
Okay, let's take hands right now. We're not leaving until we do it. Clyde.
What time is it?
It's going to be from 5 to 11.
I don't think that you have to stay the entire time.
No, you don't have to stay the entire
So there's the caveat, people. You don't have to stay the entire time. Right.
It's Friday.
No, I just thought it was Thursday night.
Friday, it's this one is Friday.
On the calendar.
Some months. Austin, do you have any input?
Yeah, no, it's right before, we'll put a double check there of this fundraiser.
It's Friday. Friday night, 5 to 11.
Wait, so sorry, there's a miscommunication. It's 5 to 11 on Friday night.
Yep.
Is the fundraiser at the monument?
According to the calendar.
Check.
Double check that.
I'm sorry, I wrote that down wrong. So
No worries. Assuming the calendar's right, I think Friday. Okay, so with that being said, until we hear something otherwise, I need 6 people. Who? Senator Seaton. Or Secretary Seaton, excuse me.
and then
Come on, people.
Tim. That's okay.
John? John Shaw.
I can recruit someone out of this too.
Yep. And it doesn't have to be student set people. If you don't have a heart for serving good, Senator. You could. Yeah, I can throw it in the track. It'll be okay too.
Yeah, that would be very helpful, guys. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Just send me the details.
Yes, I'll make sure. I'll check with Jordan real quick.
Yeah, double check that.
Yeah.
I sent out details.
I will.
Yeah.
All I know is that just ask questions. Please stay behind for a second so I can get your number and give you a check out.
Yep, VP Wade.
If you do have to cancel, what's the deadline for that?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's get details on that.
I need to work with George on that.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, I know it's rough on you guys.
It's a transition.
Got changes through, so it's kind of a rough time, but you guys will be good.
We can get 6 people. Come on, guys. You know people. We can get 6 people. We're not going to cancel it. So, John, do you have a point? Okay. Item. Next point.
Next point was someone reached out. I think it's for, I think it's for some. I forget.
Shop?
Yes, but it's like a tops. They're asking if Student Senate wants a tops thing where people put like tops of a can. The students that want to do that. So.
Oh, for Popsicle Wars?
Yes.
That's 8 pies.
Do we want to do that? Because I'm in contact.
Sure.
All right.
Let's do it.
I'll
Give me the details. Give me the details.
We'll do it. Thank you.
Any other points of open discussion? Senator Meyer.
Hate to add on to it, but just real quick, just remember that the parent chair is fundraiser tonight, so I
Yeah.
just wanted to
Got it. Okay, we're gonna move on. Oh. VP Wade.
Just for our freshmen, I'm working on your whole salary thing, so we get that done, in a couple days.
Okay, and we can elaborate more on that in reports as well. Moving on, CFO report.
Second round of scope workshop for tomorrow, 5:15, CB 204 West, Newburgh.
That's what we like. Any questions? Seeing none, moving on, VP report.
I think we pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover, but on the topic of the Emmy survey, been working with Dr. LaRochelle. It's been slow, I guess, step by step, but we're getting there and hopefully we can have something productive. And also maybe groundwork for like best practices for future things like that. So, yeah, keep those.
Any more? Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, moving on to my report. We had a good BOR meeting. Some of you were there. We had a good student federation meeting. We're trying to get more engagement and things that are relevant and matter. At the BOR, we're looking at scholarships, relevancy and awareness of scholarships, that some of the scholarships, even too much, like respect other people, are not being applied for, which is a shame. It's free money. The next thing, they're looking at post-tenure review. That's a process where tenured professors every 5 years will have a review process of submitting idea surveys, which are looking at being adjusted and or changed because they're not, some people feel they're not too effective, others do. But this post-tenure review process will take into account surveys, student surveys, the course content that they've been teaching, their annual review, and then a decision on the tenure will be made after that. This is common across the nation. South Dakota does not have it. The Board of Regents had their first reading of it on Thursday. Looking forward at other stuff, they are looking at enrollment. They're looking at how to get people more engaged when coming to college, although it's hard and tough, especially at times. The next meeting for BOR is in December, and we'll keep you updated on that. All right. Moving on, we had a meeting with President Tandy. That went really well last week. That was on Friday, Clive? Yep, that was on Friday. We talked about current updates with regard to scholarships, with regard to the Emmy survey. We're having the department town halls. That's coming up. First one's on the 20th. I will be sending out information soon on who it's going to be. It'll be one of those four that we talked about earlier, right? Comp sci, EE, and civil, and I forget the last one, but you know what I'm talking about. So that'll be coming out with information. That'll be a good one to advertise. PR, SA, you'll be on that. Let's see, they're working on new programs, the advanced, or the master's program for aerospace engineering. They're working on other minors for the ME department and other areas that we can tackle that will improve our efficacy with manufacturing and industry-related experiences. Last part, IBL, Innovation-Based Learning, is a concept that is coming next semester as like a pilot program. That is going to be more experiential learning. The W department is hands-on, wants to do some of that. Larry Simonson, who used to be, well, he doesn't teach this semester, but he is a, I don't know what his official title is, teaches and is very active with the university, is spearheading this IBL. What that means is basically there'd be lesser exams and quizzes, more projects that are company sponsored, industry sponsored, stuff like that, can be graded on real world stuff, right? I'm gonna be putting together a focus group, all right, to get students' perspective on that, what we'd like to see from that. We have all the connections, we do the internships, we do the co-ops. Now, we send out an email, I'm not gonna get this stuff tonight, because I do contact him and see how many people he wants. Beyond that, pictures will be determined, they're not this week, clearly. Jillian from marketing was supposed to do that, then she came back to me and said that it's not their scope, which is odd. But I think we can get Shelley Tupper maybe to take pictures for us. That might be next week. We also have Rob Sales coming next week to present on the Wellness Center. All right. Keep a watch out on the emails. Some of you may have read the email or just didn't care or disregarded it. Dress up. This is the month of October. I'll be coming with something different. This week was cowboy. Next week I'm here. I'll be a Jedi or something. But if you don't dress up, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hate you. That's the end of my report. Any questions? Seeing none, moving on. Let's make this quick. International.
No report.
How's ISI doing? Good?
So what do you want me to advertise your officer?
Well, sure. Yeah, whatever works. VP Weed, do you have something?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if we could work on maybe something to help international students go to our soccer games, because I know a lot of our international students enjoy soccer, but not all of them have the transportation to get there. Do you want to talk to Kevin about that? Yep, from my side. Okay, sweet.
I just if you're not on Friday.
We do only have 2 more home games, I think. So, and they're tomorrow and Sunday. So I don't know if it's effective this semester, but it could be a good idea for future years.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Moving on. Better report.
Oh boy. So I see a lot of hungry faces in here, so hopefully the lingering smell of brisket really rubs in your face, but you missed out on. It went actually pretty well, a little bit better than we were expecting. So we're already thinking about the next food-based fundraiser, the chili cook-off. Somebody threw down the gauntlet and said the Senate is as good at making chili as they are decisions. So, is the Senate good at making decisions and chili, or are they going to leave their student body in the lurch? We got a little bit of time to make that decision. And then the Student Affairs Committee, I'm not going to step over on his toes, did the first Club Senate feedback meeting yesterday with the vets. So from the vet perspective, it was much better than we were expecting. Concerns were addressed well enough, and there was a pretty good exchange of ideas, goals, objectives, and paths forward, all supplemented by a spectacular spread of food. So I think it was a pretty good groundwork for moving forward. But yeah, that was more successful than I was expecting it to be. Good job.
All right, any questions for Senator Hill? Seeing none. Baby Weed.
Uh-oh.
Any progress on that ROTC Vet Club collab on anything whatsoever?
Is that in Dave's report? All right, moving on to ROTC report.
Okay. First thing, the government shutdown we have going on right now is affecting some of the commissioning ceremonies for our desk. There's nothing we can do about that, but just want to show you guys on that. They usually do it at not Rushmore, but it's federal location, so they can't do it right. Anyway, the proposed idea by Vice President Lee of a potential physical competition between ROTC and Veterans Club, while it does sound fun, I was talking with President Sean and the man who runs the VRC today, and they had the rebuttal of some older gentlemen who were potentially on disability playing gladiator with like young ROTC because it's the smartest idea and probably will not get passed. So they were not really in favor of that idea, but we're gonna run it back and take another look at what else we do.
Sounds like we were talking.
I would challenge you to find any event, whether it's a fundraising event or whether it's picking a couple people to do something and then the main clubs are behind them, something to collaborate and cultivate that relationship.
relationship,
Right.
right?
And they do have a tailgate at the football game this weekend. So I'm gonna talk to Sean and see about how many people I can invite from ROTC to go there. He usually says everyone's welcome, but I don't want 40 people showing around. But probably won't see that around. So.
Senator Keel?
A lot of attitude. I had reached out to Senator Hill as the trash shooting club president.
Yeah.
And we had talked about having some kind of event that would feature those clubs in the spring, and then also including the possibly the high school, Rapid City High School's track shooting team.
I like that. Keep you updated. BT Week.
On that physical challenge, my thought was more of maybe the more seasoned military men could be directing the youth and like supervising the event, and then it would be open to like other participants as well. Because I know a lot of people are on your physical, but not part of RCC. Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay. Senator Baumeister.
Motion to table discussion.
Okay, well, I think we're done anyway. Thank you. Okay. Moving on, graduate.
Pretty much, I talked with the graduates, they got some complaints, I'll bring that up next meeting.
Okay, sounds good. I better hear it next meeting. Non-trad.
Just full transparency, the past few weeks, I've just been bombarded with midterms and research, but as soon as I get some time, I'm gonna hit back on the scholarship database.
Okay, looking forward to hearing about it.
New report.
All right, moving on, Constitution Committee. Okay, have we heard from our attorney? Constitutions you're working on?
Okay.
Also, I'm going to task you with working on revising the sub-constitution. We're going to be changing that. You're going to coordinate with CFO Shock on that. Yeah, we can get into it later, but there's just processes that we want in there to safeguard where money's actually going, how it's being spent, and the allocation process. So that'll be for. Yeah, VP Week.
I had someone reach out to me about potentially starting a competition, what do you call it? Practical shooting club. I don't know if you're aware of that, but just wanted to put that on your radar. So competition pistol shooting, stuff like that.
Okay. I'll see you. Will, have you heard anything about Turning Point USA? No. There's been a lot of community inquiry to me and other people about the chapter of Turning Point coming to mind. So you got to look out. I guess somebody just needs to take it up. I guess the student that was planning on hasn't responded yet or something. Senator Baumeister.
What do we need to do in order to get that?
You want somebody to start.
All you need is a president and a guy, a gal to get 900 people. 10 people in the club, craft a constitution, craft a presentation, come here, present, and get it approved in 2 weeks. Well, yeah. Okay, Dean Joe.
Senator Collins, so you're talking about Turning Point?
Yeah.
So the potential president, I know he's still recruiting, is Zachary Bowser.
Okay, reach out to the process. Okay, so reach out to Zach or ask him to get this going if we want to go. PR committee.
We're excited to have a new freshman doing our committee. From what I heard, the president's battle of the wings went okay. The main problem was that there was no microphone or speaker system, which made things difficult. If PR is in charge of organizing that next year, we'll work on making sure that we have that. I wasn't there this year, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it'll be down here next year. So
okay.
We'll have total control over how to do that.
Perfect. Okay. Since our last meeting, we also sent out our new newsletter. We did have some delays with emailing all the students, so it was actually sent the morning after I sent it. But if anyone has any questions, concerns, or any ideas about what should be put in the next one, please let me know because advice is greatly appreciated. And then probably this week or next week, I'll be sending out a survey to everyone just to get some information from you for senator highlights to put in the newsletter as well as for social media posts. It's completely optional. You do not have to submit it, but just for those who want to be featured or highlighted or whatever. So, end of report.
All right. Any questions? Senator Alston.
One personal privilege.
You bet.
VP Week.
How's the website going?
I only received the link of what Secretary Zeekman has made. I think we're kind of working on trying to transfer the ownership of that website over so that we can get more stuff added to it. If Secretary Zeekman wants to add anything.
Yeah, I made it. I have had a final, or not, a midterm and some design report due, so I haven't tinkered with it to make it pretty yet, but it's in the newsletter. People can access it, and I will start updating it regularly.
What account is that associated?
Just the secretary.
Secretary Gmail. Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
So if people need access to it, let me know.
All right, moving on, SA committee. Or excuse me, GR committee, I'm sorry, I skipped over you. Austin, got anything?
Thanks for having me. We're gonna try and work out some of these miscommunications just as we're in the transition period. We've been kind of looking into it. We're pretty dang sure it's Friday. Jordan says it was tomorrow. We'll get it worked out and we'll send it to the group chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, again, thanks for having me. Alfredo, we're gonna need you.
All right, questions? Seeing none, moving on. SA committee.
Yeah, I actually have kind of a big report. I'll try to keep it small, just to save the questions for the end, if it wasn't clear. So, yeah, we had a full committee meeting with Corinne about the career fair, because there were some issues with that. So Career Fair Plus, it is going to stick around. It's not just, an app that's going to fly by. We got a chance to look at it. It's actually a pretty decent app, and we got a chance to look at the feedback form that they sent out, and overall, people who used it thought it was pretty good. The feedback was pretty positive. We only have so much control over what the companies actually do when they come here. We can ask them, hey, do it this way, do it that way, but we can't just tell them, well, we can, but then they'll result for Career Fair. But if there's any companies that are actually terrible, we can report that to Career Fair Services, and they can go on our small blacklist of companies that are not allowed in the Career Fair. And then we also had that really good CAA meeting with the Vets Club. Actually went a lot smoother than I figured it would. And not only did we help them out with their issues, but they gave us a lot of good ideas. So they got their finance issues hopefully fixed, that at least understood why they got a big funding cut. Hopefully that will not happen next year. And then they had, like I said, a lot of good ideas for us. They had like a one-page form for how to set up an event, which I think would be a good idea. Like who to contact, what to do, like hey, talk to Corey for getting the flyers out. Just something easy. It might already exist. We didn't know where to find it, yes.
So their organization.
Okay. Is it a nice, easy thing to follow, or is it?
Yeah, it's a PDF. So if
Okay.
you need further, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to you after this.
Yep.
Yeah, and they also have the idea of they just want to get people out of their rooms, kind of a introverted school. They had the idea of maybe having like a water gun fight or something out on maybe the football field. I don't know if that would tear up the football field. We could maybe have that somewhere else. But that was a good idea. They also suggested maybe having a student senate club mixer to get clubs together so they can better fundraise with each other. Because oftentimes you need a certain amount of people in order to have a fundraising event. So it'd be better if we could get together and actually raise money instead of just not having even if that was split. And they also brought up a lot of clubs are having storage issues. So the possibility of at some point maybe building storage on the campus would be a good idea, or possibly using the old MI building. We might be looking into that. Yeah, we'll see. It was just a suggestion that was put out. Okay. And then I have a senior report. Thank you, seniors, for sending me your reports. So seniors are having a lot of work thrown at them, and like most of us, are already ready for winter break. So, yeah. An issue that seniors are having is not many seniors knew the deadline and know the deadline for the grad application. I'll work on trying to get that out and more advertised. The grad app is due the 20th of October, so you guys weren't aware of that. Spread that to your constituents, please. The system seemed broken like a couple days ago, so if you notice that happening again, try to report that. Not just like, if you know who you would report that to?
Probably registrar as well.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then many seniors aren't aware of the free/discounted resources available to them for the FE exam. We'll look into that, maybe getting that better advertised as well. And then there was some chaos regarding senior design. It's kind of settled down, but hopefully we can work on getting better conversations for next year. So that does not happen again. End of report.
Questions?
Any questions?
VP Week.
I was just gonna say on that old MI building, I'm pretty sure that's off limits now.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be, but
It was a thing called asbestos. Okay. Campus ad hoc committees, I'm gonna, Steve release beautification, you got anything? Nope. No? We haven't met again. Okay, keep me updated. Will do. We have a contact for that could potentially make the murals down Cervex, that, on that hallway, talk to Clyde. Will do. We have a person that wants to sponsor as well.
Oh.
So, talk to Clyde. Pardon, how you met?
We had 11 appeals, which is possibly an all-time low for the first meeting of the year. It's a lot.
Okay. Should I tell people to keep appealing or?
Yeah, or keep not breaking the rules or something.
Okay. How many did you grant the appeal?
3
Okay. So 3 out of 11. VP Week.
that I voted on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know total what actually came out.
Oh.
Maybe 0.
Okay.
No way to do it.
So with Maynard no longer with us, I think we need one more, correct?
Who wants to be at parking? Central, done. All right. You better just grant every appeal you find. I'm kidding. Okay, what else do we got? We got food service, yeah, met. But we need that filled. Who wants to do it? Food service.
Hopefully a freshman. If we can get a freshman on that, that'd be helpful.
Shape out, done. All right, moving on to, Survey, have they met?
Yeah, we're gonna schedule maybe a
Okay. Commencement committee has not met either. We're gonna be meeting, I hope soon. I should text you about that. Yep, I'm on that. Okay, moving on, upcoming set business, next Wednesday meeting, 5 p.m. Rob Sales will be in here. I will let you know about agendas of the meeting, pictures, all that sort of good stuff. Any other announcements? Seeing none, VP Week.
Pinch arrows tonight.
Yes, please. All right. Motions. Senator Severson. All right, second by Celestino. All in favor, say aye. Objection.